How may I understand what does it mean everyone is me and I am everyone? Let's look at from two different angles. One angle from my ego's angle, from the identity angle, from all the self angle. So imagine, I'll give you an example. I'm walking down the street and an elderly person crosses the street, comes in front of me, and he gives me a nudge saying, hello, good morning. And the moment he does that, the way he does, he nudges, he moves his head, reminds me of my dad. The moment that happens, I start thinking about my dad, and constantly a bus is passing through, and I see the bus, and all these memories connect, and I start thinking about, oh, that was the first day that I jumped on a bus with my dad. It was a great day, but at the same time, I feel a little bit bad. Oh, I remember now why I feel bad. Because I dropped my ice cream on the floor and my dad got mad about that. It was so bad because his shoes were all mudged in ice cream and etc. He started yelling at me. And then all these feelings bundle up in a split second. So it's very quick. So I continue walking down the street. My eyes go a little bit down and I'm upset a little bit feeling. So am I actually walking? Am I actually in that present moment? From this example, you can see and you can relate to, no, not at all. So what's happening is I'm walking, my body is there, my five senses are out there, hearing, seeing, smelling, and sometimes touching. But the problem is that my little portion of the brain that I call the self, the me, the my story is active and working in a limited fashion. So it's almost like a shadow in disguise, living as me and calling me. It has got no substance to it. It has got no center to it, but we live it as if it is real. It's almost like I'm in the present moment and I'm daydreaming. So most of us are living like that. May it be in a work environment, may it be somewhere else. And I'm giving you an explicit scenario. You might not even notice why this is happening and when this is happening. You might be just in a work meeting and somebody looks at you in a strange way and you start thinking, oh, why is this guy looking at me like that? He must be blah, 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 blah. So you start constructing ideas, you start constructing assumptions based on your past experience. So we are always living in the past. Even when we imagine about future, dream about future, we're bringing the past experience onto it. So whatever I see, including a tree or a cat or whatever, cloud and a sun, I'm seeing myself, which is a limited, tiny entity, uses portion of my brain. It doesn't have access to full potential of my brain at all. So there is nothing but me as a little entity. The other side of the coin, look at that. Full potential of the brain. Say that I is out of the way. Say that me is out of the way. Dormant. The full brain is looking at things and seeing the reality of things. When it looks at a tree or a person, sees the reality of it. How? No thinking involved, no past experience involved. Nothing is involved. Silent, fully functioning, super fast, rapid, vital brain looking at things. What a different story. And then that can say, there's nothing but me. It is because there's no separation whatsoever, there's no labeling, there's no identity, there's no me and you, there's no division. So whatever we look, we see. When we see it, then that's us. The life is reflected through us. And when I say us, you don't even claim the ownership or the possession of it at all. So either way you look at the same situation, there's nothing but me, correct from an ego's perspective, the little tiny portion of the brain perspective, and there's nothing but that, there's nothing but me, which is from an angle that full brain is alive and connected and there's no division, no separation. One of them is full of love, seeing things with full intelligence, and the other one is fear-based, anxiety-based, depression-based, and feeling of separation, and isolation perspective. One of them is wars, conflict, and pain and misery. One of them is joyfulness, harmony, and love in action. So we have both. Imagine. But what we can't see is we still think that we are that little tiny entity. But if we accept the fact that there's an intelligence that can act and live and see, then we change. Because that seeing is the ultimate freedom. If we see that I am the violence, I am the miserable one, I am the jealous one. If I see that full of that little portion of that brain, then that goes into a mutation. If that goes into a mutation or erased, then full brain is functioning. You still remember things. Do not worry about it. You still go to your work, you still love your children, you still do everything, but you do it with love, you do it with intelligence, and you really then grasp the meaning of real love. Peace out.